So one of the things that's been happening in Florida is this like crackdown on wokeness led by Ron DeSantis. And the argument they make is like, hey man, the left has gone way too far, cancel culture has gone way too far, wokeness has gone way too far. And so now you have in our classrooms, they're teaching white kids to feel bad because they are white. They learn that their people were enslaving people and treating people terribly, and so they want to make white people feel bad about that, and they want to basically teach reverse racism instead of being, colorblind and seeing everybody equally. These are the arguments that they make. When it comes to LGBTQ issues, they say, well, we're teaching gender confusion to our children, and so you could have a perfectly normal, male student, and the teacher gets a hold of them and makes them, are you sure you're male? Do you want to try out the opposite? Like, this is the stuff that they argue this, right? And so they've done various bills in their mind to try to correct this issue. So you have like the Stop Woke Act is one of them. And the what's known as the Don't Say Gay law, I think the actual name is like Parental Rights and Education law or something like that. Well, what these things become in practice is very different, right? So in practice, the Don't Say Gay law has now manifested in a way where you can't, if you're a teacher and you're in a same-sex marriage, you can't put a picture of you and your spouse on the desk. Because then, a kid might ask, who's that? It might open up a conversation about what being gay is, right? And so they're like, can't do it. Used to only apply up to like 3rd or 4th grade. Now they just expanded it to 12th grade. Even high schoolers, you can't have this conversation. One of the DeSantis laws makes it so that all the books that are in a school library or in a classroom have to be pre-approved by a state department. And so now you have teachers who are like taking all their, like emptying their bookshelves because they don't have pre-approval for the books, even if the books are totally benign. Now they come out and they say, DeSantis in particular says, bro, I'm just trying to get porn out of our 2nd grade classrooms, bro. What are you in favor of porn in 2nd grade classrooms, bro? And of course that's, it's smug, it's dismissive, and it's a total dodge as to the reality of the situation. So here we have another example of what's happened with this new environment and climate in Florida. So this is in Yahoo News. Florida students' discomfort causes cancellation of civil rights class. Wow. All right, let's watch.
63, in the midst of the civil rights movement, 2 small schools in Brevard County, Florida, merged to form what is now known as Eastern Florida State College. The goal of the new college was to offer affordable tuition and to provide educational opportunities to the black residents in the area. 60 years later, it is now Governor Ron DeSantis' Florida, and Eastern Florida State College is making headlines for this. Canceling a U.S. government class after a student cited discomfort during a discussion on civil rights. 1 student, singular. Now, we don't know who the student was or the exact context of the discussion, but what happened was the class was canceled under the umbrella of Governor DeSantis' Stop Woke Act, which specifically bans the teaching of any lesson, especially those about race and racism, if the lesson makes any student feel discomfort. And here's what that looks like in real life.
The topic was civil rights. No specific bit of it, just in general, as far as I'm aware. And so the teacher basically had to cancel this class of about 20 students in total because of the students' discomfort.
Due to ongoing legal challenges, the Stop Woke Act has not been implemented at Florida colleges and universities yet. But confusion and concern are already widespread as teachers from elementary to high school to college reevaluate the way they teach and apparently what they teach. In the meantime, a college established during the civil rights era has to figure out whether it can even teach students about the civil rights era.
So this is the climate that's been created. Now, again, the law has not been implemented yet, but what you have is professors and, administrative people in the school, they don't know how to handle it in a situation where you get a complaint from a conservative student, and so they're like, I don't know, shut it down. They don't want to get sued. They don't want there to be legal repercussions, so they're going the play it safe road. That was the same thing that happened with the teachers who had to empty their bookshelves. It's like, they don't know. Are they running afoul of the law? The stuff hasn't been approved by any department yet in Florida, so what do? I don't know, play it safe. Cover up your bookshelf or empty out your bookshelf. This is what's happening. And so it is supremely ironic that the same people who scream about the First Amendment and freedom of speech and, battling in the marketplace of ideas, they're effectively censoring the ideas that they don't agree with. And by the way, some of those ideas happen to be straight from the civil rights era. By the way, if we're going to play this game, why can't we flip it back on them? You want to talk about like, oh, I feel discomfort over this, this particular class. Okay. Somebody could easily say, I feel discomfort over the over-glorification of the founding fathers, right? Somebody could say that. Somebody could say, hey, they were slave owners and you guys are pretending like they're heroes and they never did anything wrong. If we're using the same sort of censorious logic, why wouldn't you be able to say that? Why wouldn't I be able to say teaching that Ronald Reagan's policies and his presidency in the 1980s was one of the best in U.S. history? That's not good. Why wouldn't I be able to say teaching that the nuking of Hiroshima and Nagasaki and killing Japanese civilians in World War II, teaching that was benign or good, well, that's offensive. And that one genuinely is offensive. Saying that nuking babies, civilians, it's just, we had to do it, bro. We had to do it. Why can't you flip it? Why can't you say that? If you're going to play this censorious game, believe me, the left has many, many more things they could point at where they say, that sounds crazy, man. I don't like that. I mean, Trump was trying to do in his last year in office, he tried to do that patriotic education type thing, where it was like, they want to take American exceptionalist propaganda and ramp it up as much as possible. Pump it full of steroids and human growth hormone, force feed it to people, make kids think like, bro, we're the greatest country in the world ever, and that's just like a fact and stuff, bro. This is what they want to teach in school. Ironically, is they yelp that the left is propagandizing children. Well, what do you think that is? What do you think that is? Teaching American supremacy? So, look, bottom line is I don't want to play this game on either side. I don't want to play this game on either side. I don't want the right to be able to censor people on the left when they want to have a conversation about gender issues, they want to have a conversation about civil rights. And I don't want the left to censor the right if there's some conservative that has a politically incorrect opinion that they express in the classroom. I don't think they should be kicked out. I don't think they should be banned. I don't think they should be fired or whatever. No. But now we've opened the door. Now they're going down this path. And it's basically battle of propagandists, right? And the massive overreach here from DeSantis with the road that they're going on, the bottom line is they don't want free speech. They don't want an open dialogue. They want to control the narrative and control what's taught in a way that is effectively propagandizing people, let's keep it real, into being conservative Republicans. They would swear up and down, no, we're just trying to correct the courses and make them good, right? That's what they would argue. But from their perspective, good is, let me make you believe everything I believe, right? Let me make you believe and act like Ron DeSantis. That's what they want. That's what they want you to do. But, look, massive overreach. Massive, massive overreach. Because if the civil rights era is controversial, then what's not controversial? Jim Crow? Is that the argument they'd make? I don't know. We'll have to hear it from them. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.